right here we have a student reflection newsletter where students can reflect on how they're doing every single week or month. First, you're going to want to decide how you want your students to complete this activity. Do you want them to complete it every single week or every single month? I was that teacher that made them do this every single week, and I preferred to have all of these little interactions all in one notebook. However, you might kind of want to organize it by quarter, or you might want to organize it a little bit differently. So again, you're going to want to think about how you want to organize it before you push this out to your students. You also might want to change what is said in these text boxes before it gets shipped out to your students as well, and before you duplicate them. You might want to do this with your entire team if you are in middle school or high school. If you teach elementary, you might have to add additional subjects. So again, decide what subjects need to be added here in this little box. You can move it up if you need more. There's also reminders, important dates, and a selfie. I always love to have these areas for my parents. So again, you're going to think about what areas you want, and then you're going to duplicate it as many times as you need to as well. Once you have your example ready to go, you're going to go to your learning management system. For me, it's Google Classroom, but you can do this in Schoology, Microsoft Teams, and Canvas. Once you go in, you're going to go to classwork and you're going to create it as a Kami assignment. Once it's created, I'm able to hit open with Kami, and I can see all of my students' work at the exact same time. But real quick, we're going to pop over to a student, and they're going to go to their learning management system, and they're going to sign on in to that class. So again, my students are coming in, and they're going to find my class, and they are going to complete their assignment. So right here, student reflection. They're going to open it up with Kami, and students can come in and they can reflect on their learning. Students are able to use the comment feature, and they can use voice, video, or even text comment to explain what they've learned. So maybe for writing, we've been working on descriptive writing. My students can type that out. Maybe for math, they want to use the voice comment. For math this month, we've been really working on using multi-digit multiplication. Students for social studies can maybe do a screen record their entire screen, hop back over to their Google Classroom, and scroll down until they find that social studies activity that they want to show off to their parents. Look at this. I've learned about the Aztecs, and when I was learning about this, I scored, a 10 out of 10 on this assessment. I was so excited with this new learning. So again, students have multiple different ways that they can show their learning. They can also explain what they've learned about being maybe a social, like their social life, and add a note here. Once students add that information, you can then have them take a selfie. So my students can come over here to the selfie, go to add media, take a camera, and see what they look like from August or whenever you start this to the end of the year. It's really fun to see your students grow. You can have your students type in maybe reminders or important dates if they need to. And then I love to use this area for my students to come in here, pick one activity that they've been really hard working on, or something that they've really struggled on, and they're going to reflect on that. So right here maybe is an activity that I really want my students to reflect on. So I could add that screenshot, or my students could come in here, add this screenshot of their work, and then they can explain to their parents how they've done on this part of this assessment. So again, you could add that screenshot, and then your students could type about what they've been working about. So that's why I love this blank page for that activity. And then the second week would be here. So again, they would come in, they would add what they've learned, their selfie. If you're doing it by month, the next month would be here. So again, kind of decide how you want to organize this. And what I love is right here, I can pop open and I have class view. So I assign this to everybody in my Google Classroom. I hit open class view, and I can see everybody's screen at the exact same time. So there's the two students that have completed. I can listen, I can watch their video if I need to. I can also make notes to their parents as well. So I can say, Olivia has done amazing, okay? And my parents will be able to see those responses. Now, maybe for reminders, I need to come in here and add a reminder for every single student. So you just saw how I added one response to one student, but I really can come in and push it out to everybody. And so if I need to add reminders or important dates, I can come up here to this green button, click it, and once I click on it, I can come in and add whatever information I need to. So I can grab the text box, I could make a video, I could go to add media and add a camera and then record my own screen right here. Hey parents, don't forget we have an important date coming up. We're going on a field trip. Would love for you to join us on the fun. I paste my video right here. And then over here where it says reminders, I can come in and type in reminders. So again, I have a lot of different options when it comes to, like Ohio State test will be given on April, ... Okay, so again, I can come in, I can add in videos, I could add in text, audio clips, whatever I need to add in, and I hit update all, update. That update is going to be pushed to every single student. Okay, so every single student is going to get this update when I go back into class view. So if we pop open this student, you'll notice that their screen has been updated. There's that video. Here's that reminder. I can come in over here into class view and I'm able to see all of my students' screens being updated as well. And so there is our newsletter. And then I can come in and maybe, for example, student Olivia, this student has an IEP meeting. So IEP meeting on Wednesday. Okay, and I can type that in there. And that student is the only student that gets that additional reminder. So you'll notice that on their screen, this student will get that update on their page. So let me see. That was student Olivia Jones. So let's see here. I've got Olivia Gray. So I would need to pull up that other student to show you. But maybe this student over here, needs, please remember to bring snack, right? That student is the only student that is going to get that update, which is really great when I'm trying to push out information and reminders to my students. So again, it can be a great way for you to push out whatever you need to your students, and they're going to get those updates for their parents. And so what the students will do then is they're ready to send these off to their parents. So again, we can see all of our students right here and how they're doing. We can add resources, and once we're ready, our students can come over here to the file, which is the paper icon, and they're able to share this file. So right here up top, it says share file. They're going to click that link. They're going to change it to anybody with the link because they need their parents to see it. And they can make their parents editors. That way, if you want your parents to use Kami, they can go in and add comments. They can respond as well. They copy this link or they send this QR code to their parents. So then students would open this up, send an email to their parents with this link. This is going to make your parent-teacher conferences go way better as well. One last thing I forgot to mention is you might want to add a date stamp just right here. And what's great is students don't need to know the date. They can just come into signature, date stamp, and they can just add that date stamp right onto the document. So again, that can be a great way for you to keep track of each of the different newsletters and when they were sent out. So again, your students will share this with their parents. They go to share file, change it to anybody with the link, and they will copy this and email it to their families. It will take some setup at the beginning, but once you get it rolling, it's going to be a great way for your students to create that metacognition and student ownership as they're reflecting on their learning, and you're able to come in as well to provide any updates to those parents that they might need. And then again, every single Friday, my students would go in, email their parents that link, type a quick message, and then send it off to them. So give student reflection newsletters a try.